Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming to my channel. I hope you enjoy my content. Today I'm just going to do some speed reviews. So I've tried a lot of makeup over the past 6 months or so, and I have a bunch of products that I never really gave my second opinion on. It was really just first impression. So I have a bunch of makeup here that I want to bring you through, show you what I've been liking and using routinely over the past 6 months. And some of this stuff I tried back in the spring, some of it I just tried last week. So it's really a wide range, and I just want to follow up on my thoughts. I did my foundation today with the new Nars Foundation that just released. It's the light reflecting foundation, and then I also use the powder all over my face. I have some thoughts. So the foundation itself is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I have literally no complaints about it. It is pricey, but it's beautiful and I highly recommend it. The powder, however, I don't love it. I have the light reflecting powder, the pressed version. I don't love it. It's fine. It's a powder. It sets your makeup down. I don't see the light reflecting that they're talking about. I don't see a sheen. It's really just like a basic powder in my opinion. And for a basic powder, it's kind of too expensive. I do love the foundation though. Up next, let's go into lips because they're really dry and I need something. I reviewed this L'Oreal Shiny Lip Stain product on my channel a couple weeks ago, and originally I did not like it at all. I thought that it felt very heavy and very much like a liquid lipstick and not a stain. And while I still maintain that, I do think it looks more like a liquid lipstick and it does feel heavier. I do think it's really pretty. So I've kind of gotten used to putting this on where at first, it was very difficult for me to stay in the lines. Not so much anymore. Now I can much more so get it in the lines without having a problem. The doe foot is a little bit flimsy, but it doesn't bother me as much now that I've been practicing with it. It also is extremely shiny, so it's nice that it's that shiny. It's still not as shiny and glittery as the ColourPop one that I have, and even the e.l.f. one seems to be shinier in person, but on camera, this is really, really shiny. So let me show you. So there, I just put some on. It looks so nice on camera. It's a little bit different in person. Like it's not as opaque in person. And even though it is easier now that I've been practicing the way to put it on, it's still not like easy to put on, I would say. Like I still pretty easily get it outside the lines. It's also supposed to be a lip stain, and I don't find that it really stains my lips. It's more so of a liquid lipstick, like it feels heavier. So a lot of the things I said originally still stand. It's just at first I was like, I hate this. I don't like this at all. Now I can appreciate it for what it is. And what it is probably marketed incorrectly. It is shiny, but again, it's more of a liquid lipstick type feeling product. It's not opaque like a liquid lipstick, but the thickness of it is more like a liquid lipstick. When I get it outside the lines of my lips and I go to brush it away, it comes off super easily. Usually a stain would actually stain your face that color, and this does not do that. So it obviously is not really much of a stain in my opinion. It does kind of have a smell that's not good. It kind of smells like cough medicine a little bit, which I don't love, like chemically cough medicine. So that's not fantastic, but it does dissipate and this does last a while. It keeps staying shiny and pigmented for a good amount of time. I just don't think it's a stain, and I do think it's much heavier than a stain. Next up, I wanted to talk about some brow products. So I got the Instant Brow Lift Pencil from e.l.f. back around end of spring, early summer. And then just a few months ago, I picked up the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This was around Sephora Black Friday sale time. And I kind of just never gave an update after my first opinion. And I would like to confirm, as I said in that video, I do really like the clear brow gel. It's not as shellacking as I would like to say. Like it doesn't hold your brows in place as much as the Brow Freeze does, but I don't personally need that. So this is perfect for me because you don't get that very hard, crunchy feeling in your brows if you don't need it, but it still holds them in place. And with the brow pencil from e.l.f., I just like this as an easy, quick brow situation. So you run this through your brows, you're not gonna get individual hairs or anything, but I like the tone. It's a warmer tone than the other ones I have. and it's just quick and easy. It kind of just gives you a wash of color if you want them just to be a little bit more pronounced, a little bit darker. So let me go ahead and put this on. You get a spoolie on one end, which is always nice. And the spoolie is very soft. It does not hurt whatsoever. It's not pokey. I would probably just use the spoolie even if I didn't use the product. Like if I run out of the product one day, which I will, I'm still gonna keep it just for the spoolie. And this is really good just to add some depth to your brows. It's not gonna be the most precise thing, but I do like the color of it a lot. And let's be honest, I don't really know how to add precision to my brows anyways. I mean, I have thinner brow pencils and it ends up just looking like this anyways as far as the diffusion goes once I run my spoolie through my brows. So for me, this is just really easy, very beginner friendly, and it's super affordable, which is nice. This brow is just a little bit more cleaned up and a little bit more elegant, a little bit just better and cleaner than this side. Here are the brows filled in, and then let me get my ABH and I'm just gonna run this through. And this is really just to keep the hairs in place. Obviously it's clear, so it doesn't add anything, but as far as a clear brow gel goes, this is very nice. It doesn't make your brows feel super crunchy or anything. So for eyeshadow, I did also try out the AOA switch. So you can use this to swish your brush in here when you're using eyeshadows, and you can get the pigment off without having to wash your brush fully. And it's just kind of an easy way to basically use one brush or two brushes for your whole eye look and not have to use a bunch of different ones. I really like this. I've been using it for more than a couple weeks now. I've been using it for at least a month and it really does work. I haven't seen like a ton of product come to the bottom, so I haven't had to clean it yet, but one of my subscribers did tell me that you can just run this under water to clean it. So shout out, thank you. If you want to travel or you just want to use one brush, or if you only have one brush, this is just $1 and it works fantastically. So I do recommend this, but let's go into the eyeshadow specifically, and my brushes are dirty, so this is perfect. And the palette that I want to bring you through for a second time is going to be the Essence Coffee to Glow. I think that the mattes are super blendable and I really like them. And then the shimmers are fine. They're not as shiny as I would like, but again, for the price, I really can't complain. And so I stand by what I said in the first video. I absolutely 100% agree with everything I said. I just don't know if I hyped up the mattes enough. Like, they're really, really nice mattes. So that's all I really want to say here was I stand by my statements. This is a really, really nice palette, and especially for the price. Like, if you didn't know that this was Essence, these eyeshadows are great. You would not know that they were Essence shadows. But since the pigmentation and the shininess of the glitters are not up to my liking, I am going to use a glitter eyeshadow, a liquid eyeshadow from Marc Jacobs, and to intensify that glitter, but we will get there when we get there. So let me just do a quick eye look. I'm not going to explain everything in depth. I will link my original video down below if you want to see that and really see a detailed synopsis of this palette, but I'm just going to do a quick look and then we will get to the liquid shadow. So let's get to this liquid shadow that I was talking about from Marc Jacobs. So I talked about this in my Project Pan / minimalism video, and at that time I had said I've never opened it or used it, and then I swatched it on the back of my hand and I was really impressed with how it looked. It looked gorgeous. And this tone I just thought would look really nice with the mattes from this palette. I just thought it matched really well. So I figured why not try it together. So I'm going to put this on my lid. Oh wow, that is so gorgeous. So glittery. I can't even compare it to anything else I've ever used, honestly. So you can see it's super glittery. This is what I'm talking about as far as lid shimmer goes. I'm just going to blend out the edges though. It's weird because it feels dried down, like I can't move it with the brush, but on my lid it still feels wet. I'm gonna blend the liquid shadow with that darker color. Oftentimes with liquid shadows, they do burn my eyes, and my eyes are burning. It's not horrible, but it's there, and it's definitely something to note. And I've actually decided to go in with that e.l.f. liquid shadow that I talked about in that video as well, just because I want some brightness on the inner portion of my lid, and no eyeshadow I know is going to compete with that glitter. So before that dries, I'm just going to try to blend those together. I might have to go over that a few times because the Marc Jacobs one is just so much more opaque than the e.l.f. one. I mean, the e.l.f. one is still very intense, it's just not as opaque. And the e.l.f. one does also sting my eyes. That is really sparkly though. It's very pretty in person. It's super sparkly. All right, I think I've done enough liquid shadow. I keep just going over it over and over again, so I need to stop. But I'm gonna go into another color in this palette and just line the lower lash line. And then for the inner corner highlight, I'm gonna go back into the e.l.f. I'm gonna take a brush just because I don't know if I can get that much precision. There's no question my eyes are as shimmery as a shimmery disco ball. So a couple things. Marc Jacobs shadow is creating fallout on my face, which is interesting because liquid shadows don't usually do that. I must have blended it when it was dry and then obviously it flaked. Also, so it's drying and then when I go like this, it kind of pulls it apart as it's drying and it becomes a little bit patchy. So it is super glittery, and when my eyes are open it looks fantastic, but when I close and there's that area because of my hooded eyes where I have skin overlapping, it is kind of just chunking off a little bit. So the eye look is really pretty. I think if you're going to use these liquid shadows though and you have hooded eyes like I do, definitely put the eyeshadow on and then just sit here like this. Don't move, don't do anything, and just wait for it to dry, because if you don't, it does start flaking off. Maybe I put on too much, I don't really know. I mean, the eyes look nice, but I wouldn't wear this out or anything for an extended amount of time because I don't want to have fallout all over my face. But let's go on to the next product. So my next product is going to be the BH Power Pencils. I bought these a few months ago and I've been trying them out. I have a black, I have a white, and then I have another one that's like a pinky, purpley, silvery, shimmery type one. That one's horrible. It does not work. It's so soft that it breaks off immediately when you try to use it. So I don't even try with that one anymore. I've tried a couple times, no good. The white one is still soft, but not as soft as that. So it still breaks off in the waterline sometimes, but it is super pigmented. The black one is probably the hardest one. Not like the hardest to use, but like material wise is the hardest one. So it doesn't break or anything in your waterline. The black is definitely the best. It does transfer down to my lower waterline sometimes though. So I go in with the black one first, let it set, let it dry, do its thing, and then I'll go in with the white. It's not my favorite white eyeliner. It's not my favorite black eyeliner. You can see it's super pigmented, almost like too much. But once we put on mascara, it'll really help even everything out. Next product is going to be the Bite Beauty Mascara. I've talked about this in a couple of videos actually, and it does add really nice volume, but it flakes on me and therefore it is not good. But I did just powder my under eyes and I powdered them before when I put the foundation on, so I'm hoping that'll help, because if this flakes again, I'm gonna have to declutter this. I've had maybe 4 tries with this and it's flaked every single time. It definitely is a beautiful mascara. It definitely gives a lot of volume and I do like it. Again, it's just the flaking, so I'm gonna have to leave this on. I want to do a check-in. It's been about 3 hours and my mascara has barely flaked. There's a little bit of flakage over here. It's definitely not flaking as bad that I powdered my under eyes pretty heavily. First off, I don't love to powder my under eyes just because they're already dry. I don't need to be adding that basically. They're not horrible, but they're still there. I don't think I'm going to declutter it because it didn't go horribly. Like, I don't have the biggest flakes on my face. There are 3 small flakes, but nonetheless, it's still flaking. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to use it up and then I'm not going to buy it again. All right, but there we go. Look completed. I really like how this turned out. So if you're watching any of my older videos, you know in the long term how I feel about all these products. But that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the love and support. Before you leave, please subscribe, comment down below, like this video, maybe go watch a couple other videos. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you all in my next video.